really not a boss, but you can get in touch with her. I got her card, and she got cards here too, because it's like small print, and my eye's not really that good, so I'm gonna be like this trying to read it. But check her out. She's on Facebook. It smells really good, so I can't wait to use it, and I'm gonna have to hide it from my kids, because my 5-year-old is the lip gloss queen. She be like, Mama, can I use her lip gloss? In her defense, her lips do get crusty, so she's like, Mama, can I get some lip gloss? No, Vaseline make you keep peeling, and then you get the vitamin, and then you have Tyrone Bigum's lips. People be like, you smoke crack, don't you, boy? No, sir, I don't. I just use Carmex. I'm trying to find.
Everybody don't know that movie.
Huh?
Everybody don't know that movie.
Everybody don't know that movie? How many people in here have not seen Lean on Me? Okay, I was going to say, like, that's when you start getting your black card. Like, that's when you be like, hold on, give me that shit. You are no longer a B-boy. So is everybody enjoying themselves? Yeah! I need y'all to be a little more lit than that. Is everybody enjoying themselves?
Yeah! It's hot.
Hell yeah!
I'm like, who is that? Who is that? That's what I'm talking about. Like, turn up in the spot. You know, along with being a spoken word artist and shit like that, I'm also a mom. I got 6 kids. Nobody was like,
6?
No, because you black and you have no, but when you black and you say you got a lot of kids, when you white and you say you got a lot of kids, they're like, oh, they're such good people. They have all these kids and the sort of that. You black and you got a lot of kids, they be like, I'm so sorry. I'm always like, what are people apologizing for? Like, I had these kids. I knew that like a baby was gonna come out eventually. Like I was never confused about that. And they're like, how do you do it? We do that shit, like, and it's like, it's no different. It's no different than having 2. It is different than having 2. It gets my ass when y'all be like, oh, these kids are getting on my nerves. Like, I got like 3 times that many kids getting on my nerves at the same damn time. And it's like they all clown at the same damn time. But no, it always is weird to me. Like, I'm in a grocery store and people act like they saw a pink elephant or something like that. They were like, oh, they're so well behaved. We only got one white person in here. She already knows that it's not a compliment. So go forth and tell the rest of your white people. That shit is not a compliment that my kids is well behaved. My fucking kids supposed to be well behaved. Like, that is not, an anomaly. Like, oh, well behaved black children. That's always.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
it was
okay.
Yeah, right.
So my daughter, she, preschooler, she went to a very good program at Alpha Montessori. Very, very good program. When she started school this year, she was in a hip spiker cast because we had got in a car accident. So she was like, out of it. But they were like, go ahead and bring her. We got a teacher who has, training with special needs, and so they really worked with her. They really did a great job, and I really loved them. So they came for her end of the year visit the other day, right? And like, yeah, whatever. First, where they messed up with me, we were supposed to meet at the school. I'm leaving out the house to go to the school, and they pull up in my house.
Oh no.
I'm like, they don't have no black friends. They don't have no Hispanic friends. They don't have no Arab friends. You don't just pull up at people goddamn houses like that. Like, we could have been in there smoking or whatever. Like, you don't know the people pulling up. Like, no. That's why I said, let me meet you at the school. Like, that was the reason. So she's like, no. And I'm like, well, we finna meet outside. Because really, my house was not in guest shape. Like, we had just was running out. And, like, they had still, like, ate cereal and cereal was still on the floor. I just didn't clean it up before I left because we was coming right back. So I'm like, we can meet out here in these lawn chairs. And they're like, oh, we love the outside. No, y'all just gonna sit out here anyway. Hell, nigga smacking mosquitoes. Where I sit is right under this tree. And so it's mosquitoes like a mug. They over there like, oh, I just love being outside. Then somebody like on the other block got the shooting. No joke. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and the one teacher, she like, you should have stayed your ass at school. I was trying to save you when I said so, anyway, you know, my daughter had her hair in some puffs. Like sometimes she'll wear their braids, sometimes she'll wear their puffs. Now my daughter wore her hair natural her whole life. And so she's worn her hair natural her whole 5 years. But when she was born, like my daughter literally had like hair back here and didn't have nothing. It was like,
I got a picture.
make a wishbone. Like elbow. Like it was horrible. And so, you know, her hair been growing good, everything, but her teacher like was like, oh, I loved her hair first she touched it. So, you know, I was like, and I was trying to be cool, so it took everything for me not to say that. And then she was like, oh, your hair is so neat today. It's not fuzzy. I said, hold on. I said, hold on. You don't know nothing about black people hair. So do not. And she was like the whole rest of the visit. She was like, I just am so sorry. I didn't know. I'm like, listen, we done talking with that about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I checked you on it, you fixed it, and we good. And like, so she was like, you know, send me a Facebook friend request. And I'm like, you're not gonna like my Facebook, but okay. I sent her a Facebook friend request, and then she inboxed me to tell me how sorry she was. And that is white privilege. Like, she felt like that was gonna make it okay, and she was just so distraught. Like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, I just love your daughter so much. And I'm like, don't touch her hair. She's not your pet or no other kind of shit. She is not, you know. So, oh, she's not a monkey. Like, leave her alone.
Did they leave you a NutriBullet?
Yes, they did leave me a NutriBullet though, and I used it this morning. We had smoothies for everybody. So I had to figure out how to use it though first, because I'm a little slow. And so, you know, when you take the NutriBullet out the pack, if you don't know, it has like this top on top of it, and then you have to screw on the blade and like flip it, right? So like for 10 minutes, I'm like, how do I put the blade on? But you had to unscrew the first top and come on it and put the blade on. So I feel real stupid after my 5-year-old was like, we use it at school, this what you gotta do. So forget NutriBullet and a complex ass system that they have going on. So next year we're gonna talk about, so I have lupus. Anybody in here, you know, when people like, I'm from California, and people like, woo! I was kind of expecting that when I was like, I got lupus. Woo, me too! Autoimmune diseases for everybody. That is kind of what I was expecting, you know what I'm saying? When you say it, you be like, oh no, but nobody has it. That's good that nobody in here has it. But no, I have lupus. My sister has lupus, so we team lupus. Woo woo. Get on our level. People want to roll with anything.
I don't know what's wrong with her.
They'll be like, my girl got cancer, butt cancer. Woo woo. Not how you fight cancer. How you fight cancer, but having lupus is a little weird because it's one of those things where people can't see that you have lupus. You know, if you are paraplegic or something, you have a disability that people can see, people are really helpful. Or even when you're pregnant, people are really helpful and like, oh, let me do this for you. You have lupus and you be like, oh, my whole body hurt. Girl, my back hurt too. Bitch, I'm here. My back ain't for work. Like, my back been hurt for 17 days straight. Like, you don't know. And I just be like, whatever, because people really don't know. Like, even my doctors don't really understand lupus. You tell them symptoms and they're like, oh, and they Google it and they're like, oh, that is a lupus symptom. Like, I could have Googled that. I'm going to pay you $90 an hour for that. But, so it's weird. And I've been having lupus symptoms for like, my daughter's 13, so about 13 years. But they never put it together until like 4 years ago. So for all this time, I just thought I was lazy. I just thought, whatever, I was tripping. So once I finally got diagnosed, it's like, like I'm not lazy as hell. Like I'm, it's something wrong with me for real. And then come the prescription. Okay, so they gave me an antidepressant for pain. Then they gave me another antidepressant for anxiety. They gave me a medicine for nausea. But it give you headaches, so they gave me a migraine medicine for that. And then they gave me a steroid. But you can only take the steroid for a certain number of months at a time because you build a tolerance. And it's just all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not taking none of this stuff. Like, I go fill my prescriptions, but I'm not taking none of that shit. And so I've been just looking for natural ways to do that. And within doing that, I have somehow become the Black Dr. Quinn medicine woman. Because if y'all like went through my inbox or my messages on my phone, you will see how many people that I know call me and stuff. They like, girl, I got this yeast infection. Like, what am I supposed to do? Y'all have no idea how many yeast infection texts I have from different people. And I don't know why. What about me makes people think? Right.
It's the scarf.
That's the first time I asked that question. Then what about me makes people think like? Do I just look like? I think it's the head scarf that people like. Oh, she know how to cure a yeast infection. She know how to put stones together in the right correlation to make you heal. She, they just expect me to know that stuff. So I started learning and I started doing more things. So one time I had a friend call me. She like, man, dog. Like I'm having this, she explained that she didn't know it was a yeast infection. I'm like, oh, that's a yeast infection. And she was like, it's just itching so bad. And I'm like, it's a yeast infection. She went to the doctor said it's a yeast infection. I'm like, I told you, you ain't have to go do that, whatever. So she like, they gave me all this medicine. I don't like the side effects. What can I do? So if y'all got your notepads out, be ready. I told her, get some garlic. Take it out of the shell. I called it the garlic paper because I don't know the technical term. Take it off the garlic paper.
Weed smoking.
You smash it so just a little bit of juice comes out, and then you insert the garlic. So what I tell her, she's like, what the? Like, so I'm just supposed to walk around all day with garlic, give it a twat? And I'm like, well, yes. So I told her, like, leave it in there for a little bit. I said, only put like 2 of the pieces. You know what I'm saying? Because garlic can be kind of strong. So she didn't listen. She put the whole clove. And so then she went and laid down and went to sleep. So she woke up like my whole mouth tasted like garlic. and I smelled like I got a pizza in her face. And I was like, well, if you bleed, you might have a piece in your face. But no.
You know what?
Ooh. She nasty.
I have a tendency to be very inappropriate. But no, so she, she did, and she like, I got this garlic taste in my mouth. But the next day, she had a more yeast infection. Cause she like really overdid it. Then the next day, boom, the yeast infection gone. So now she calls me for everything now. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do if you just had a heart attack. So like, doctor, I don't have nothing that can help for your amputation. Like, I don't have anything for that. But it's even been situations like one time, my ex-sister-in-law, well, she's still my sister-in-law again. Her, my husband just ain't my husband. But my sister-in-law, she calls me and she's like, my homeboy just got shot. This is no lie. She's like, my homeboy just got shot. We need some, I know you can. He don't want to go to the hospital because he got Morris. So I Googled it, and I'm like, Google some stuff, and I made like a little poultice type, out of some shit that I had in the cabinet. And I used like an old antibiotic diet. I took it to him, he took it, he's not dead, he's still living. He still has all his parts. So, but it's weird, like I'll be walking through the grocery store and I'll be like giving people kind of medical advice. And so I'm walking through Family Dollar. And I'm talking to somebody, giving them some advice. This chick like, hey, could you grab that for me from the top shelf? She was little, I'm a little big, so I'm like, okay, yeah. So I stopped like, I'm way back. I grab her from the top shelf. It is scented pads. So she had me get these scented pads. She already had like some spray in her hand, and she was going for the douche. I'm like, that is a triple threat to bacterial vaginosis. Like, no, and she was like 37. Like, she had lived enough years to where you're supposed to go. I hope, but so we got to talking, and I always like had these encounters where I just meet people and we talk for like an hour in the store, and like they be my new best friend. So we talked for like an hour, and I was just explaining like, you don't want to do this. So she ended up putting the stuff back, and I feel like I saved a life that day. Yeah. At least a badge. That is saving a life. Because that was gonna smell like cinnamon and it was gonna smell like death. It was gonna smell like dead body. And she was gonna be wondering, why do I have this garbage juice smell? Because she got a bacterial infection. And I'm sure even women in here who are not gonna admit it, if you done had a kid or you just done lived enough, they done had a bacterial vaginosis or a bacterial infection, and you think really like, who burnt me? Who burnt me? We used the rubber and everything. You calling him like, so who you fucking? What's her name? Who gave me this shit? And then you get to the doctor and they're like, no, that's putting on that sweet smelling shit in your crotch. Leave that Bath and Body Works. You gotta use that from like here to there. And I don't even like using it up here because I always think like it's gonna trickle down my blood pressure. Like, go into the vag and then it's gonna be a disaster. And man, protect them crevices. Daddy, I'm getting a shirt. Because them boys can get fouled. Let me see where I'm at. Amara, what did you just text me about?
That picture of Zari with no hair.
Oh, you had that picture on your phone? That is so sweet. Yeah. She was bald, and then she had like this little curl right here. And I used to just leave it out, but her daddy wanted to always put a beret on it. He like, I'm tired of people asking me if she a boy. She got on all this pink, and they keep saying she a boy. That beret is not gonna fix that. If people see her with a whole pink outfit on and they still calling her a boy, they being ignorant. She don't know they calling her a boy anyway. She can't even talk. Living with lupus, for a while I used to go to the hospital all the time. I don't go to the hospital no more because I really don't have that luxury. Because when you got 6 kids, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the hospital, and if they keep me, then what? Right. Like, then what when my fiance got to go to work, and, you know, who going to get them back and forth to school? I can't go spend a week in the damn hospital. Plus, like, the hospital gives me anxiety from having to go to the hospital so often. They can never get my veins in one thing. They always look at me like, oh, you got nice veins. And they go, then they be like, I do this every day. I'm good at this. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't mean to poke you 18 times in that same spot.
I ain't drinking no water.
Yeah. Now the last time I went, so the people who, they sin because Flint had so many traumas, and this is something I learned last time I was in the hospital. Excuse me, that was so rude.
All up in the microphone.
At least it wasn't sour coming up though. That must be bad. But no, they send the military. Hey, Deidre girl.
Hey, girl.
They send the military here to train their Delta Force staff. So the military medics or whatever that do like the worst shit come to Flint to train. So we ground zero. So he came in, he got his little military stuff, his little, Semper Fi tattoo. He was a Marine. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. He was like, yeah, these hospital people, they don't really know how to do it. I do this in the field with bullets shooting past my head and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, just make it quick. Just come on. I'm like, but you might want to do it right here because they can always get it right here. He's like, no, that'll hurt. Nigga, if I'm telling you to do it right here, that means I don't care nothing about that pain. I've already felt it. What's going to hurt worse is when you poke me here and then have to poke me here. So I'm like, okay, all right, this your job. I said, said, but if you don't get that first time, you need to go here. So he did it, didn't get it. He was so like, and I don't know if it's